Okay, well, I think we can safely get started here. What do you guys think?
Do it. Do it.
Do
Let's
it,
talk
do
about solar
it.
insurance.
All right.
Right. ESP
Well,
Goodleap.
ESP SolarInsure Goodleap, the trifecta, back again. I'm your host, Danny O'Malley, Director of Marketing here. Got Andy Schwartz, VP of Sales with us. Got Dean and Emily from their respective camps over at SolarInsure and Goodleap. And we're going to talk all about the special stuff we got going on. This is going to be, I think, a little bit more of a training focused than the last one was, maybe kind of a high level overview. So just want to give people the best equipment that they can have when they're going into homes over the holiday season. I think the theme of this one, if everybody can see my background here, it's probably small in a thumbnail for everybody, but the whole push here that we're trying to go with is people want security. People want some peace of mind, right? People want to be able to keep the lights on, and going solar with SolarInsure and with, great partners that we have is one really key way to do that. So with that being said, Dean, do you want to take it away for us here?
Yes, I want to thank everyone for joining today, and those who are watching this after. Appreciate you taking the time. Really, having sold over 700 systems myself, PPAs, and for purchase products, I know all about the ins and outs of the solar coaster. And we all want the same thing, right? It's usually three things, and it's to make good money, give the customer what they want, and do it efficiently. So we're going to talk about SolarInsure and what that does and giving the homeowner the best possible option when they're going solar and when they're adding a battery as well, when they get that combination, and the protection of the monitoring and warranty products from SolarInsure. So let's go ahead and move on to the next slide. Now, let's just talk about this for a second. Like, why SolarInsure? Well, have we heard of anything in the news about different solar companies out there in recent past? Have we heard maybe some big companies? Andy, I don't know. You
Can't
unmuted.
think
I
of
don't know what
anything.
you're talking about,
What could
Dean.
you be?
But I do know exactly what you're talking about. And many of the people watching this will probably know or have been directly affected by the ever-changing landscape in our industry and what is the best way to protect yourself, your homeowner, and everybody involved in the whole picture. So yeah, use your imagination and or the real life things that have happened to you, and I'll let you take it from there.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, we're not going to mention any names, but yeah, that's what we just want to know. So there's an ever-present need to minimize liability and build trust with the homeowner. Warranties vary from one manufacturer to the next, and it causes confusion, even among solar professionals like ourselves. We have many different warranties from different manufacturers, but SolarInsure simplifies this whole process by offering monitoring and warranty products that cover parts, labor, and roof penetrations, and an optional coverage add-on, which includes battery replacement. The battery monitoring and warranty must be coupled with the solar monitoring and warranty product. So it is one product that protects the homeowner's solar and their battery. And we know that there's a lot of competition out there. And when you're in that home, you want to be able to differentiate yourself from the competition. And ESP and SolarInsure with Goodleap are giving you the tools, the pricing, and everything to be able, and the value to be able to make sure that you can offer that very thing. And consumers only want to work with companies they know and trust. And ESP has been vetted by SolarInsure, and this is something that really you need to build value with when you're in the home, because you're with ESP and SolarInsure, and obviously with Goodleap, the top companies in the country. And being able to say that when you're at the kitchen table, on that Zoom call, or when you're door knocking, being able to say you have a 30-year monitoring and warranty protection product, and coupled with a 20-year battery replacement monitoring and warranty product, it is building trust with that consumer. And we've even seen insolvency of manufacturers, and we're seeing a lot of different manufacturers coming to the market, right? And some of them, like, we went to RE Plus and we heard some companies we never heard of, right? And really, that puts you and your customer at risk. But with SolarInsure, we're here to help change that. Do you have any comments on that, Andy or Emily? Danny?
I was just going to say one thing you mentioned, and I don't want to, sidebar too much, but the fact that ESP has gone out of our way to work with partners like SolarInsure. It's one thing for us to, say like, oh yeah, we want to go to Goodleap, or we want to start working with a certain panel manufacturer, or, the list goes on. But the fact that we're going with SolarInsure is and offering ourselves up to be vetted and basically ensure that we're not going anywhere, essentially. Like if we can get that kind of trust from these external third parties, it matters what our reviews say, because that's the individual homeowner experience. But I think it also matters what other large companies in the industry have to say about us as a company. I mean, I'll throw this out here. Pearl certification. Pearl certification, if you're not aware of it, is something else that your homeowners get when they're purchasing a system. So let's say they get Goodleap and they get SolarInsure on their house. They're also going to get a packet called Pearl certification. That's documentation about the system, about everything that goes into it, the panels, the batteries, the warranty, and all that kind of stuff. And we had to offer ourselves up to them as well to be vetted. And they work with the Department of Energy, the National Association of Realtors, the Appraisal Institute. So it's not just any random company. We go out of our way again to solidify our position in the industry here because we care about it, because we want to be here for a long time. We want to maximize our impact long term. It's not about just like, yeah, like Dean, you said, there's some people popping up. There's going to be some people who maybe don't stick around for very long after they've popped up. Who's to say? But that's where we come in to do everything we can to say, we're here, we're not going anywhere. Have that peace of mind. You can diffuse that skepticism that way. So that's all I got.
Well said, Danny. One of the things that I always think about when I'm utilizing, when SolarInsure comes into the conversation, and or it doesn't and it needs to be brought into the conversation on the sales side of what we do, like at the kitchen table, there are certain groups and certain sales teams out there that use this all the time. And they usually have really good track records. They have really good realization. They have really good pull through. They're using the same types of like reliable partners and sales processes that keep their business alive and which gets them referrals, right? And so continually do your due diligence and learning how to bring SolarInsure into the conversation along with, the Goodleaps of knowing what they're going to, qualify for, or what they're going to try and purchase the system with. But you're going to notice the right types of teams, the same types of teams and sales groups that use this have really good pull through, really good realization, the very low cancellation rates. So if you're wondering, like, why do I want to do this? Well, do you want your jobs to stick? Do you want your homeowners to be happy? Do you want your homeowners to feel confident in giving you a referral? Then listen in, do a little bit of homework, try these shoes on, try these pants on, and walk around in them and see how it works. And I'll let you take it from there, Dean.
Awesome. No, I appreciate that. And appreciate that, Andy. And every salesperson out there, I still get phone calls. I haven't sold solar in many, many years, but I get phone calls. Hey, something's wrong with my system. I'm sure every salesperson here gets those phone calls. The contractor's not answering the phone, or they're out of business, right? But with ESP and SolarInsure, we answer the phones, right? So does Goodleap, right? We all answer our phones, and we actually are able to help the homeowners be able to make sure that their system has the most in the warranty period. So we're super excited to be able to do that. We wake up every day knowing that just one solar system might have 5 or 6 or 8 people living in that house, right? That's a family, right? These are families that we're helping. And this is what we live for, right? To be able to help protect that consumer investment. Let's go ahead and move on to the next warranty. So really what's covered, right? Our 30-year monitoring and warranty protection, our coverage comes with racking panels, optimizers, inverters, and roof penetrations. So this means that we cover the labor and travel to remove and replace the components that are defective and the roof penetrations. And what this does for your homeowner, it's zero deductible. All this stuff happens on the background where ESP is going to file the RMA. They're going to also remove and replace the defective component and send an invoice. Instead of sending an invoice to the customer, they send it to SolarInsure, and SolarInsure pays them to do that warranty service work. And it's pretty awesome. And as far as the transferability of our warranty, it's fully transferable, unlimited times without expense. So there is no cost to that. We have reviews from realtors that love the transferability of our warranty. And this means protection for generations. So as far as our battery warranty, it's a 20-year battery warranty at 50% capacity. So if it goes below 50% capacity after the manufacturer's warranty is over, then it includes a battery replacement. And how much does a battery cost today? Well, I don't know.
Geez, 5, 10, 15, 20 grand?
Yeah, it depends on the size of the battery, right? So having this warranty protection for just a fraction of the upfront cost is amazing. And we'll get into a little bit more details about that. So the value of SolarInsure is unmatched when it comes to loan and for purchase cash type of ownership model. So let's go ahead and our component monitoring, fleet monitoring for the contractor to be able to stay on top of service calls. And everybody, feel free to chat in any of the questions that you have for SolarInsure or that you get from homeowners. And another thing that we'd love to hear is who's using SolarInsure and how do you feel about it? Now let's go ahead and move on to the next slide. So we all know that there's a choice. You have choices, PPAs and loans, and obviously PPAs have their place. They cover the replacement of defective components throughout the lease and PPA, and that's a 25-year product. But a loan with SolarInsure is 30 years on the solar, 20 years on the battery, and really the homeowner gets all the benefits of owning solar, which means they get the benefit of the tax credit. They own their solar. They're able to build an asset for their family. And obviously, Americans want to own if they own their home, they want to own their windows. They don't want to lease them, right? And if they can get the tax credit, take advantage of those things, and it makes financial sense, which over the past 5-6 years, majority of homeowners have been doing that. It's been pretty awesome. Now, I don't know if anyone else has any comments on this slide on the PPA versus the loan coverage.
I just want to bring up specifically on this slide that, if you're selling a battery, this is a must have that you add on. I mean, it's just a no-brainer. I know we'll get to a slide in a few minutes, but I mean, this adds $7 a month for the customer to have this peace of mind, especially with the battery replacement. So I just want to make sure and call that out.
Awesome. Love it. Let's go to the next slide and just talk about more of the benefits of owning solar and with SolarInsure and with Goodleap and a loan. So it leaves them feeling confident and secure, knowing that they have the nation's most trusted warranty. And it removes a lot of objections like, what if my roof leaks? What if something breaks and who pays for it? What if the manufacturer or the installer go out of business? And it helps them be able to think about the more important things about gaining energy independence, being able to build an asset and going green. And really, they get the long-term savings, tax incentives and credits, their home value increase. It has an environmental aspect to it for impact. It's easy to transfer with our unlimited transferability at no cost. It includes the maintenance and repairs on there, and they gain that financial independence because they can pay this off early and be able to get the tax credit. It's pretty awesome, and they own those renewable energy credits. And it is true energy independence because they're not part. Most likely, they can opt in or out if they want to a virtual power plant, but they want to maybe have all their battery capacity, right? They want to keep that capacity for them, not for everyone else. So that choice for that true energy independence is here.
Nice. Hey, Dean, there was a question that came through. What happens if the panel manufacturer goes out of business? What happens if the inverter company goes out of business? What happens if the EPC or the installer goes out of business? But what would happen if SolarInsure hit a hiccup? I assume
Sure.
you guys are also backed as well. What would that be in the event?
Absolutely. Yeah. So if the manufacturer goes out of business, then what happens is Zurich North America member company would then go ahead and pay for those claims.
Yep.
SolarInsure covers if the contractor goes out of business and we get another service provider to take care of that. And if SolarInsure goes out of business, then Zurich would get another third-party administrator to issue the warranty payouts.
Cool.
I took a sneak peek, and I think that's one of the slides coming up next. So yeah,
Yeah, it's okay
I
though.
didn't want
Yeah,
to put
you're
off
welcome.
answering that question either, but yeah, it's
Yeah,
going
yeah.
on.
No, but those are all great questions.
Yeah.
And if you want more details, feel free to reach out.
Cool. Thanks, Dean.
One thing on this one that I'll just touch to. I mean, as a rep, you have the option of what you're going to sell your homeowner. The homeowner has the ultimate decision of, do I want to lease my roof? Do I want to, own every bit of it? I'm always of the mind that ownership is better than renting or leasing, but there's arguments to be made either way. One thing I like about this, and as well as Pearl certification, but I don't want to harp on them. They can get their own webinar. This is about SolarInsure. The home value increase and the ease of transferability. Those are two things that are huge. If you're going with a third party owned, odds are there's a waiting period of some kind before you're able to transfer it or buy it out or something like that, and it just makes things a little bit stickier. Not that it's not that it's going to be like a crazy thing, but I think that it's easier. Like you said, you have realtors who are calling you and love how easy it is. I think it's going to make everybody in the transaction a lot more comfortable if it's like, oh, okay, yeah, like I'm buying this house, I'm not still renting to this other company on my roof that I didn't sign up for when I bought it. Like that's just something that I think, yeah, it's a nice part of the bundle, I'd say.
Yeah. And think about it, like when you sell your house, it's one of the top 3 things, most stressful things you could ever do in your life. And having to jump through hoops to try to transfer a warranty or transfer something is so stressful on top of what you're already trying to do. We make it easy, and it's so much more peace of mind. Let's go to move on to the next slide.
Hey, there it is.
Yes. Go ahead, Andy.
Oh, nice. So let's see here. Zurich and SolarInsure. We're proud to work with Zurich North America, a company also committed to sustainability and climate resilience. Basically,
I thought you had something to say.
Yeah. Everyone's ready here.
Awesome.
All backed up.
Yeah. Awesome. Love it. So we joined forces with Zurich North America because that they've been in business over 150 years, right? They have some of the same visions and goals with SolarInsure, and they are AM Best A+ rated. And we love working with them, and they love working with us. And enabling the homeowners to be able to have peace of mind, having an insurance-backed warranty that goes beyond the existing manufacturer's warranty, even the contractor's warranty. It means when the customers purchase our solar energy monitoring system with the additional warranty, they know they're covered. And our warranty steps in if the solar panel or battery warranty is dishonored because the manufacturer has defaulted. And really, it's satisfying for homeowners and contractors alike to know that, and even the sales professionals out there, that it's backed by a company like Zurich North America, member company.
Love it.
All right, let's move on to the next slide. If there's no more questions on that. So I'll go ahead and let Emily talk about this a little bit here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure everyone's thinking, great, how much is this going to add to the monthly payment? Look, that's what you're most focused on, is getting the customer the lowest monthly payment. As I said a couple minutes ago, this adds less than $8 a month for, an average size system and 1 battery in California, which, I'm sure everyone's attaching batteries now. since April. And so that peace of mind for $7, I hate to sound like a commercial, but like less than a Starbucks cup of coffee per day, this is $7.50 a month. So I think that peace of mind is huge. I know some customers are like, how long is this battery going to last? What's it, worth? All that good stuff. So this peace of mind at $7.50 a month added on to the customer's payment is a drop in the bucket, really. So just keep in mind that it is a very small price to pay to sleep a little bit better at night, knowing that you're protected for, 20 years, 25 years. So
less than a Netflix subscription.
there you go. Maybe that's
Less
the
than
more,
Disney Plus.
that's the more modern thing to say. Thank you, Danny. For sure. Per month.
Awesome.
What's Disney Plus done lately to save you money? Come on.
I know. I was about to say that it probably is a lot more than $7.50. Those subscriptions go up every month. But yeah, just a super small amount. And, adding this on, they're still going to be saving money because your electricity rates in California are so crazy. Andy and I were talking about this last night. So don't be afraid to sell this based off, this is going to be more added to the monthly payment, because it's a very small little drop in the bucket. So just want to make sure I point that out.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I think that's
so
a really
go ahead,
good
Andy.
point. Yeah, sorry, thanks, Dino. I just want to jump in here. Like, there's a few different ways to look at the $7.50, right? And let's just say you did a 20-year loan, 240 months times $7.50. It's like $1,800. How much is a battery? Everybody watching knows it's like
A lot more than that.
Let's say they got one 10 kilowatt hour battery and it ranged anywhere from $8,500 to $12,000, right? And maybe they got even bigger battery. I don't know, but just do the math. Like, let's say it's on the low end, and let's say you got a really cheap battery somehow, and it was, let's just say $7,000 for a 10 kilowatt hour battery. 7,000 is a lot more than 1,800. Your homeowner should look at you and say, thank you for offering this. That makes a lot of sense. I do know that I'm going to be in this house in more than 10 years. I already told you I was planning on dying here, right? Or whatever the answer is. When all sales reps are asking that question, how long do you plan on being here? Or you're setting up the next homeowner to not have that conversation and make it super easy in the sale of the house. So there's a bunch of different ways to look at the play in having the conversation with the homeowner, but like, just do the math and the numbers actually make sense. Like, a lot of sense.
Absolutely. And remember, after the 50% capacity is it won't charge up to that, right? It gets replaced. We're still covering labor and travel from day 1 to year 20. And after that first battery is replaced, they still have the coverage on the solar for the remainder of the warranty, right? And the remainder of that battery warranty as well. So it's the greatest protection they can get as far as this is concerned on a loan or cash purchase.
Love it. If anyone has any questions on doing the math and trying to figure that out, feel free to like reach out to myself or reach out to Emily or whoever. Like, I'm happy to have this conversation. It really does bring that like massive amounts of peace of mind conversation to like the very top. And then also brings like the feel good portion of it, of like, I made a really good decision. Again, job sticking, people not getting cold feet, buyer's remorse kind of flies out the window when you're protected in making this big decision, because it is a big decision. It's your castle, it's your house. So do the math. It pencils.
I think it shows you too. You just care about the customer's future. You're not just in there to make a sale and get out of the house, right? I think customers recognize that. This is really a differentiator. I wish every solar salesperson was offering this to customers. They deserve the right to choose this, but let's face it, they aren't. So you're offering something that others are not, and taking that extra step, and consumers recognize that for sure.
Yeah, and this is going to make your position in the home that much better in any of your competitors that aren't able to offer this, and really differentiate yourself and elevate your value to them. And as we mentioned in the beginning, Andy said, you're going to get more referrals, less cancellations. That means higher net sales. And, you're going to get those phone calls of, I love my solar. Uncle Ted wants solar too. Can you give him a quote, right? Those are the phone calls you want. This is your business, right? To be able to help homeowners make the best decision and give them the best choice.
Dean, we got a good Q&A here that, oh, Annie maybe just cleared it out here, but yeah, I think you've mentioned a few times, we answer the phones, but how simple is the claim process for the homeowner? Going back to that homeowner experience that we're talking about, we're all about helping the homeowner. We're talking all this about like, hey, yeah, we care about them, but really what does happen down the road? How is that experience going to play out? Could you talk through that?
Sure, absolutely. Yeah. So usually the homeowner doesn't have to do anything. Okay. But if they do pick up the phone and call, we are going to help them. Like if they call us, then this is how it works. We're going to check their monitoring, make sure everything is good. And if there is an issue, we're going to contact ESP's service department, and then they're going to set up an appointment to be able to go out and perform the warranty service work, file the RMA, invoice, replace the defective components, and send an invoice to SolarInsure, and SolarInsure pays pays you, ESP. So the homeowner doesn't have to fill out any paperwork. They don't have to fill out any forms. Usually it's ESP is going to be reaching out and saying, hey, one of your microinverters is down, or hey, you have an optimizer out. And they're going to say, we're scheduling a call. But if the homeowner is the one that's calling, just has a question, right? We're going to help them. Even if they're disconnected from the internet and they need help with that, we have experienced solar monitoring specialists that can help them with that. And all of our hundreds of 5-star reviews speak for themselves. Please direct your homeowners to read our 5-star reviews. We have like whole books and stories from homeowners about how we've helped them. Realtors. We have solar professionals like yourself, but it's mainly from homeowners that really love our service, and also contractors that enjoy the white glove 5-star service that our service team delivers day in and day out. And we pride ourselves on that. We want to make sure that everyone who calls, even you solar professionals out there, if you have any questions, you can call our phone number to be able to get any questions answered. We're happy to, and we're here to help and to make sure that you have the best possible experience when it comes to SolarInsure. Our homeowners are even calling us when they have the bid and they're asking, why should I go with this ESP? What's the difference between SolarInsure and other companies, right? And we pick up and we answer a phone, we answer those questions. We actually help you sell solar. So it's really—
Do you hear that, everybody?
It's
Do you need that second voice? That's amazing.
Yeah, it's a validation for you as a solar professional, for ESP, right, as the contractor, and for Goodleap, because they're partnering with high quality companies and providing the best solutions in the industry.
For sure. Cool. Well, oh, Andy, go ahead.
I was just going to say the short answer to how's the claim process. I wrote into the chat, it's basic. It's a phone call.
It's a phone call. I was going to say one thing that I used in my pitch a lot before I even had SolarInsure, because I happened to work for a company a long time ago who did the monitoring in-house, but it sounds like this is one of the benefits. Basically, imagine when you go buy a car that they have a service where if the check engine light comes on, they call you and they're like, hey, it looks like the check engine light just came on. Do you want to come in and get that fixed? Yeah, well, let's get that in motion. A lot like what this is, and having that support. One of the other questions that we had earlier, and I'm glad you touched on it, Dean, is ESP does benefit from that. Like you said, ESP gets to invoice SolarInsure for it, so we're covering warranty stuff, but not out of our own pocket. That's huge for us. Warranty can be a real pain as an installer. I mean, having to and having that additional layer of support, that additional layer of peace of mind, it's not just for the homeowner, it's not just for the sales rep saying, yeah, I'm not leaving these guys hanging out to dry. We're also, feeling more comfortable about like, okay, yeah, we're going to do a great job no matter what, but just in case, if something goes wrong, we're not completely out in the wind either for fixing it, years down the road. So,
and it's an incentivization to you as the contractor. that much more, right? And then obviously there's benefits to Goodleap as well, right? As far as a system that's functioning and working and the homeowner's happy, they're making their payments, right? So all those things, it really affects everyone in the chain, so to speak.
It's a win-win-win.
Yes,
Yeah.
Nice.
absolutely.
Speaking
right.
of winning,
Yep.
should we move on to the next slide?
Yeah.
Hey,
Yep.
how's that for a
Whoa.
segue?
I mean, look, yes, this is awesome for customers. We've talked about all the benefits, but at the end of the day, everyone on this call is a salesperson, and every salesperson loves to win good stuff. So, as a reminder, some of you may have been on the webinar that we had last month, but we do have a contest going on right now. And you can win your choice of a season pass or new skis or a snowboard. So the first 5 salespeople that get 8 Goodleap plus SolarInsure jobs to NTP, and it's got to be net, so you can't sign up a bunch of people and then they cancel, right? Before January 2nd, you will win this contest. So there'll be 5 winners. So while I am more of just a sit in the lodge and drink cocktails kind of gal, so I would probably just pick the pass to get up there. I know a bunch of people are super stoked about, winning some new gear. So don't forget about this contest. We would love to give away 5 sets of skis, snowboards, some passes to some beautiful places out there in California. So I know that once we start getting some traction here, Danny will send out, I believe, a tracker to the team so they can see who's in the running. So good stuff here for sure.
We'll let you know who's top of the heap.
Yep.
All right.
Awesome.
Well, hey, before we go, one other thing that I wanted to just make sure everybody knows is the actual process to get the SolarInsure access to this contest, which there is a training. And I've said it in a few emails now. So if you've been following along your emails, it's a pretty brief training. Dean, how long does it take? I took it a couple of years ago when we first came on with you. How long does it take?
It's 10 minutes, 10 to 12 minutes.
Perfect. Okay, then I took 15. That means I'm back of the class. Sorry. So this is the link you're going to get. It looks a little bit weird, but Articulate is this really nice, easy training program. So as you can see here, there's going to be individual, a couple of videos in here. There's going to be some things to review, just kind of knowledge checks along the way. And then at the very end, you have the final quiz. And once you're done with that, you're going to want to take a screen grab of it and send it to filling out this form here. So like Dean said, take 10 minutes out of your day, walk through this here. It's got some really good, useful information. Like I said, it's fast. It's very, very useful to have. And then once you've completed this, you're going to be in the running for, well, you have to sell, but you'll be eligible to be in the running for all of your awesome snowboard and ski gear that we just talked about. So.
Cool.
Awesome. I love it. I'm excited about that.
Same.
Makes you want to sell solar again.
There's no conflict of interest there. Selling your own product to win your own prize? No, not at all. I can't imagine.
No. But hey, we know you all have choices, right? Well, when it comes to lenders, to EPCs, and to protection, right? But as far as all of that, you've got a great team here. You've got a great contractor here in ESP that's going to support you sales and help you making more sales, helping your customers. And with SolarInsure and Goodleap, right, having that support as well. We thank you for taking the time to learn a little bit more about us. And we encourage you to take the step to move forward and work with the program and see how it benefits your business.
Take the leap, even? Take the good leap. Oh, God, there you go. There you go, Emily. All right.
Okay, that sounds like a good spot here. Thanks for everything. Appreciate it.
Close it out on a pun. All right.
Let's sell some deals. Let's add up SolarInsure. Let's partner with Goodleap. Let's win some snow passes. And I'll see you on the slopes.
Hope everybody has some amazing holidays, but get those sales in. Get some solar up on the roof before St. Nick gets there, right? All right. Now we gotta wrap
you're
that
done,
up.
Danny.
Now
Everyone
I'm
have a
done.
great day. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you all.
Bye.
Yeah.